I was watching a documentary a while back which showed the Israelites in Vietnam, and how the soldiers who had so-called black fathers, right, which had Israelite fathers, they were getting treated bad. They were calling them all type of names, man, calling their moms whores and whatnot. Okay. So wherever Israelites are scattered, they're gonna have no ease amongst these nations, man. That's even one of the curses as well. You should be called a proverb and a byword. All right. Go to America. What do you so-called black people call them? Right? Niggers. What do you Latinos call spics? Okay. Native Americans, they have their bywords for you, tontos and all type of stuff, bow and arrows and things like that. Okay. And that's amongst all nations, man, especially the Edomites, because the Edomites, the so-called white man, is our number one enemy. But we're talking about all nations. All nations say the same type of thing, man, because they're under that philosophy, man. All right, and not only that, they always hated you, these other nations, man. I'm talking about all you other. I'm talking about Elam. I'm talking about Cush. Okay, I'm talking about the Ethiopians, the East Indians, the Asians. All of these nations hate the Israelites, man, and they always did, man. Going back to the time when we were trying to build the temple, man. Okay, and that's just how it is, man. And you Israelites can't get it. You Israelites can't get that you have enemies. You always want to be friendly with people, man, not knowing that these people look down on you, man. Okay. You get that in Isaiah 11 and 11. The fact that the Lord is gonna deliver us from these different captivities, man. This is Isaiah 11 verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left in Assyria, and in Egypt, and in Pathros, and in Cush, and in Elam, and in Shinar, and in Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. Okay? And when it says that he shall send his hand out a second time, that's talking, the first time it's talking about where, man? The first time it's talking about in Egypt. Because the first place he delivered the Israelites was from Egypt. Alright, as a nation, because you became a nation in Egypt. So he delivered you Israelites from Egypt, and now he's going to deliver you from this next kingdom, which is spiritually called Egypt. Okay? He's going to deliver you here a second time. That's why he said a second time. And it mentioned all the nations where you were scattered. Like the curse said in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. This is how you link the scriptures together, man. You don't just read this book like a novel, man. This is not a novel. This is not a Harry Potter book, man. You got to break it down, man. This is a puzzle that you're dealing with, man. But really, it's only going to be given to the elect. All right. First and foremost, you have to be an Israelite. That's the first criteria. And second of all, you have to be an elect Israelite in order to break this down the correct way. Okay? It's very simple. If you're not those two things, those two things, either hey, what's going on? How you doing? Right? These two. If you don't fit these two categories, you can't have the understanding of these scriptures. All right? Isaiah 11 verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea, man. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, the outcasts of Israel. So that means that Israel was outcasted at one point, right? And that ties into Deuteronomy 28. It says that Israel shall be scattered, and it says he shall assemble the outcast, man. So all those Israelites that were scattered around the globe, the Lord shall assemble them together in the last days, man. All right? And that's talking about this time. All right? And we shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcast of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. The envy of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall depart. And the adversaries of Judah, which are the so-called African Americans, the tribe of Judah, okay, the kingdom of Judah, which consists of the so-called West Indians and Haitians, that would be the kingdom of Judah, all right? Judah from the four corners of the earth. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. Okay? So that's going to be the prophecy when the Israelites come together, both northern and southern. Okay? Because right now there's a breach between the two, but that breach is being closed, man. That breach is being closed up. Okay, the breach between the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom is being closed up. Okay. Father's closing the breaches between the Israelites, man. We're called to come out and proclaim this truth, you know, to fish for the elect, man. We're out here fishing right now, man. All right, to bring those brothers, because the real people who are going to fill up that breach before the whole nation comes together is going to be the elect, man. The elect's going to come together first, man. Okay. This is Isaiah 58, verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. All right, that's talking about you Israelites. That's talking about you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right, you are the Israelites according to the scriptures, man. And us as Israelites, okay, as men of the Lord, we're supposed to be coming out here and proclaiming to you your sins and trying to bid you to the marriage, man. We're trying to make you come back to the Heavenly Father in righteousness, man. To leave off your wicked ways and to follow the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. And not only that, but to have faith, man. All right? It says, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. Yet they seek me daily, and delight to know my ways as a nation that did righteousness and forsook not the ordinance of their power. They ask of me the ordinances of justice. They take delight in approaching the Most High. Okay, that's what's gonna happen, man. All right. Once we bid you to the marriage, okay, you understand that you're supposed to come back to the Heavenly Father and follow what the scriptures tell you to do. All right. Then the Heavenly Father is gonna start dealing with you, right? All right, because right now the Heavenly Father wasn't dealing with us because we went off. It tells you that in Hosea. All right, but that's why Yahweh Shai, that's why the Lord had to come back and die for the nation of Israel, right? So that we can be adopted back to the Father. And that's not for every nation, man. That's just for the nation of Israel, man. That's for you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right. And that's why we come out here week in, week out boldly and tell you to your face that your kingdom is going down, talking about you so-called white people, man, Edomites, man. And the nation of Israel is going to be uplifted, man, all right, in righteousness. This is Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah 1 verse 5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Right? Okay, so in order for you to do this, in order for you to come out here and proclaim this truth, right? To come out here and teach this word, right? And bid the Israelites to the marriage, right? With the full 100% doctrine. Because we don't deal with those half-ass Israelites, man. Those worldly Israelites trying to be world friendly, man. We don't deal with that, man. Okay? When you do that, that means that you were chosen from the Heavenly Father from the womb, man. From before the womb, man. From the beginning of the earth, really. And that's why it says He knew you before you even formed in the belly. The Heavenly Father knew you. Okay? This is I'll read it again. Jeremiah 1 verse 5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nation. And what does the word prophet mean, man? The word prophet means to say before, okay? Pro means before, and phasai means to say, man. Alright? When you break down the word, the etymology of the word, okay? And that's what we're out here to do. We're out here to proclaim this wicked kingdom is fallen. It's going down. World War III, our apostles and elders have been showing you that since the 70s, man. We've been showing you World War III was ready to pop up. And now it's at the gates, man. Now it's at the door, okay? And now we're showing you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You got to come back to your heritage, man. Your true heritage. Not the heritage that your oppressor gave you, man. Your true heritage.